Hey everyone. Okay, I'm answering some questions today, and do you ever have to wear a mask? Do you ever try and get onto your phone while you're wearing a mask? Because mine, it's like become my new thing of, okay, I gotta let the face thing let me in. I'm gonna take my mask off safely. That's actually a totally clean mask. I just got to work. Um, Couple of things that I wanted to talk through. First and foremost, um, some parenting questions that have come in over my text platform. And the first one was about the COVID 19 vaccine. And there was some questions that came in because it's just come out today that, oops, it's going to be available. Well, they're going to start testing in kids. And so this is a really cool article where there's this little boy who's 12 and 100 other children from Cincinnati Children's Hospital who are getting tested with the COVID 19 vaccine. I think it's the AstraZeneca one. I was looking through this article and I cannot remember off the top of my head. So this little guy, he's in this article on CNN and elsewhere about it. And basically, he volunteered for it, which is cool. His dad is a physician who must be related somehow to Cincinnati Children's and also got the vaccine. And they're willing to try, which is pretty cool because we talk a lot about COVID-19 vaccine, and what we know is that it's going to take a while to get through. It's obviously not going to be out before the election, which is in like 7 days. So please remember to vote if you haven't already cast your ballot. And we have to do testing to make sure it works. And right now, all the testing is being done in adults. So even though we're talking about having a COVID-19 vaccine next year in the late winter, early spring, midsummer, late summer, sometime, for adults, like they haven't even done the testing in kids yet, which means it's going to be even longer before we know that it's safe in kids. It likely will be. Most of the vaccines are safe, but we know that they have to do the testing and we don't want to rush it. Would I get one today? Only if I was part of a vaccine trial like this. I actually had COVID already, so I don't think I would be a good candidate for the vaccine. If they were offering it, maybe I would do it. I don't really have any qualms about doing it. It's important. We have to get the information somehow. And so this article talks through like this little boy and other volunteers that are doing it. It's really cool. He talks about how he wants to be able to be at school without masks and without plexiglass and knows that a vaccine is the way to get there. And so I thought that was a cool story. I would love to hear in the comments below. Are you excited about the prospect of a COVID-19 vaccine? Are you nervous about it? Would you do it right away or would you wait, second and third arms, those sorts of things? There's a lot that we still don't know, and that's why it's going to be a while. Like, I'm not planning on anybody actually having a COVID-19 vaccine before Easter in large quantities in the United States just because we got a while before we get there. And so that was a cool article that I came across this morning. There's and it says in here that there's been 120 kids in the United States that have died from coronavirus so far. And so we know that it affects kids. It doesn't affect them a lot, but there's certainly some that still get severe disease. The vast majority will have asymptomatic, mild, or moderate disease, but there are those that get the multi-inflammatory syndrome, those that have underlying comorbidities that have a more severe disease course. So we know that we have to do something, and we need a vaccine to reopen society. We can't do herd immunity. It just is not worth the catastrophic loss of life, and we can't lock down forever. So a vaccine plus masks until vaccine is ready is kind of what we're stuck at. So getting a question, what is the Chewbacca mask behind me? When I started doing telemedicine visits when coronavirus and stuff happened, like I was trying to make it light for the kids and enjoyable, and so I would say, hey, check out my mask that I'm wearing, and then I'd put that on and it does like the thing like the mom that's on YouTube and everything. And so that's what that is. Now, I'm going to see if I can make that. Oops, definitely did not do that right. There we go. Okay, now I gotta slide myself over. So that's the first question. Now, I'm taking questions, parenting pediatric questions on my YouTube from my text messages. And I'm just in the middle of drinking coffee. I don't know why I'm doing all this stuff at once. If you have a question, you can text me. It's 402-256-0768, and that will get me a text message, and then I will answer them here. So, hey, Dr. B, question. Sorry, I shouldn't do that when I'm on camera. Luckily, I have napkins at the ready because I just ate lunch. Are alcohol-based tinctures safe for an 11-month-old? My husband and I take elderberry/echinacea tincture every day, 1 dropper full, to support our immunity, and I have friends recommending giving it to my baby too. My gut feeling is no. That any alcohol is too much, but enough people are doing it that I'm wondering if maybe it is safe because it is such small amount. Thanks. Okay, good question. So this mom wants to know, is it safe to use a alcohol-based tincture? Now, bottom line is, number one, I know that there's a lot of stuff that people find online that supports the immune system purportedly, or they get advertisements and it clogs up your news feed and eventually just buy them so they stop bothering you on Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. Or people kind of want to sell you different things. And everybody wants to support their immune system, right? Like you want to have a robust immune system. Oh, I need to stand up and sit back down. Sorry. You want to have a robust immune system to fight all the illnesses, but we just don't have evidence that supplements work to support the immune system. We think of having a healthy body in general, getting good rest, eating a variety of fruits and vegetables, and avoiding processed foods and too much snacking and all those sorts of things. That probably helps to just support the immune system in a broad perspective of like it supports your heart, it supports your brain, it supports your skin. Like all those things are healthier when you live a healthy life. But we don't have any evidence that there's specific compounds that will increase your immune system. And so the question really is, are alcohol-based tinctures safe for an 11-month-old? There are some medicines that we use that are alcohol-based, so I don't really have a problem with the alcohol-based if it's a small volume like that. Now, if the baby got a hold of it and like drank the whole bottle, I don't know how much alcohol would be in that, but obviously that would be concerning, so you have to put stuff in a safe location. And then secondly, do we need it? And I'm one that likes to do as little as possible. I had a prenatal visit at my office yesterday. They're saying like, what is your parenting style, or not parenting style, but what is your style as a pediatrician? I like to do as little as possible. I'm a minimalist when it comes to interventions for kids. And so giving them a daily medicine with a little dropper full and having to clean it and remember to do it and all those things just sounds challenging to me. Also, as a father of 5, like it's difficult enough to keep our kids fed and clean and all of those things. Like adding in medicines and things that I don't have any evidence make a difference makes it hard for me to get behind. So I would say save your money. I would say save your trust that something like this is going to protect your child more than just healthy eating, healthy living, getting adequate rest. Those are the things that are really going to support the immune system. I don't have any specific problem with the amount of alcohol in an alcohol-based tincture. I just don't think it's going to make a big difference. So I would say don't do it, not necessarily because of the alcohol, but because it's really, there's no evidence that it's going to help. It's not going to help prevent illness from the data that we know about echinacea, about elderberry, about essential oils. There's just not the data that it makes a difference. Oops, of course I closed that. Okay, I love this question. As a fellow wearer of glasses, got any suggestions for a... Okay, let me just start over. As a fellow wearer of glasses, got any suggestions for a 14-month-old who continually tries to rip my glasses off my face? I've tried a lot of things, and from removing her hand and ignoring it to saying, please don't do that, or no, thank you, mommy needs those to see you. But she just laughs in my face and tries to grab them. And at this point, I'm 100% sure she thinks it's a game, so do I. But she only does it to me, and she gets very aggressive about it, and sometimes has even scratched me trying to rip them off. Such a good toddler, but this one thing drives me crazy. That would drive me crazy too, and it does drive me crazy when my kids do that too. This is a question that came straight off of my text. It's 402-256-0768 if you have a question. Yes, this is an annoying thing. And I talk to parents every day about different variations on this exact issue, which is something that is annoying that your kids just love doing. And I talk to parents about how really what we have is a child that loves to get withdrawals from the bank of attention. And things that get us attention, that's payday for your child. Whether it be ripping your glasses off, whether it be ripping your mask off, whether it be smacking you in the face, pulling your hair, banging their head against the wall, biting, stealing the remote control, turning the gas oven on, all those different things that kids do. It's because, oh my gosh, don't do that. Oh, don't bang your head on the wall. Let me grab you and pick you up. Or, ow, that really hurts. Ow, ow, ow. That sort of thing gets a big reaction. And that's why it gets perpetuated, because kids say, oh my gosh, look at all that attention I got. I'm going to do more things to get more attention. And then they just keep doing them forever. No, they actually really stop and give up. Once you decide, I'm not going to give that a payday anymore. I'm not going to pay my child with attention when they hit me, when they bite me, when they rip my glasses off. So, what I recommend that parents do, regardless if it's pulling glasses off, if it's hitting, if it is pulling hair, biting, throwing the remote control, banging their head against the wall. Here's the thing that I always see is our 18-month-old, when she's upset, she'll bang her head on the floor or something like that. But if we're inside in the living room and it's carpet, she'll bang it really hard. But if she's outside on the grass or on the concrete or whatever, she just very lightly does it. Like, they know, and you'll see that in your own child. Comment yes below if you have seen that sort of measured approach to it, depending on, how serious it's going to hurt. Kids know those things. So, bottom line is, don't attend to things that you don't want to continue. Ignore them, redirect, distract. Honestly, I would just acknowledge, oh, you think that is funny. But we can't pull on my mommy's glasses. We can't pull daddy's hair. We can't bite. And then what you do is you say, oh, no bite. And you set her down on the ground. Oh, no pull. You set her down on the ground. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to try to do timeout, because a 14-month-old will not do timeout. And it doesn't work, and it's not effective, and it's just stressful for everybody involved. And then you're trying to hold them in timeout without giving them more attention of telling them to stay in timeout. Oh, we don't pull glasses. And then set her down on the ground. Oh my gosh, I didn't get any attention from that. I actually had all the attention that I had swiftly withdrawn. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'll find something else and see if I can get some other attention. Then you want to pay attention. You want to give them a payday when they're doing things that you like. Oh my gosh, you're doing such a good job of sitting on the ground. Thank you for playing so nicely. Wow, you want to read a story? Let's read a story together. Those are opportunities to actually connect and, pay attention forward. And that will create those moments. Now, it takes a lot of time. You can't expect a 100% return on your investment, or an even return on your investment. If you read a story with them, don't expect they're going to be perfect angels the rest of the day, because they'll keep doing those things. So that would be my answer to the glasses. And yes, I do find that really annoying. I mean, you could duct tape them to your head, or get one of those cool metal clippy things. Your child will give up on doing it eventually, but it is very annoying in the meantime. So I hear you, I feel you. And I'm one that loves, I clean my glasses every morning, and I actually have a smudge right there on my glasses right now, and it's going to drive me crazy until I clean it. And so when my kids grab my glasses, it drives me extra nuts, because then they get their greasy fingerprints all over them. I totally get it. Okay, last question that I have right now, and if you have a question, it's 402-256-0768. Text me and I'll answer it. 2-year-old is boycotting naps and will just play and scream and take off diaper. Any advice? He is way too tired to be skipping them altogether. I agree completely. 2-year-olds are too tired to be skipping naps. And what I would recommend is taking a soft approach to it. Now, you can't force kids to sleep. You can't force kids to eat. You can't force kids to go to the bathroom, which is why eating, sleeping, and going potty are their main power centers in that 1.5 to 4.5 range, because you have no control over those things. They have the power to decide those things. So what I would do is just set them up for success, meaning you put him in the room, you put him in a quiet, safe place where he can do his thing. I would just put some sort of shorts on him or pants or something where he can't really unbutton them and get the diaper off, because that would be the worst thing, is coming back to an undiapered child and whatever they have left for you. Somehow secure the diaper. It could be duct tape on the outside of it. That's fine. Or it could just be turning it around. I posted on my Instagram recently that I flipped the diaper around, and then our exhibitionist 18-month-old couldn't figure out how to get it off. She would take all of her other clothes off, but she couldn't figure out the diaper just because it was going this way instead of this way. And so that worked like a charm. Figure out how to secure the diaper, and then prepare them for a quiet time. And instead of calling it nap time or saying you have to take a nap or anything like that, just say, oh, it's quiet time. Soft music. We have to, get up on the lights on their ceiling and pull the little string down so that they can't flip the switch and turn the light back on. Dark room, quiet. You set them up for success. You let them do their thing. You say you can do a timer or a hatch or whatever sort of timer thing you have and say, in 90 minutes, I'll come back and get you, but you have to be quiet in here until then. It might take a little bit of tough love for a couple days for them to get the picture of mom is serious and like she's not coming back for me, and I have to just play quietly, read books, play with my stuffed animals. Sometimes they'll fall asleep, and especially if you set them up for success to fall asleep, they're tired, you've done a nice consistent like routine for getting down to bed, not watching shows right up until nap time and then expecting them to just nod right off. If you do those things, you will see an improvement over time. I think that 2-year-olds need nap. I think 3-year-old needs nap. I think 33-year-olds need naps. I'm a huge nap fan. I will tell you that on Saturday and Sunday, everybody takes a nap at our house every Saturday and Sunday. We plan our day around it. If we're going to the zoo, we plan our day around making sure that we get naps. That is important to us, and I agree completely that a 2-year-old definitely needs a nap. So you just set them up for quiet time. You allow them to get tired in a comfy place that's quiet, and you let it happen on its own rather than trying to force it. Because like I said, you can't force sleep, you can't force them to eat, you can't force them to pee or poop when you want them to. And that's where all the power goes, and that's where you spend all your time and spinning your wheels. So I hope that's been helpful. If you like this, if this is helpful to you as a parent, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss an episode, because I'm going to start going live frequently on YouTube. And if you have a question, you can text me, 402-256-0768. If you look down below, you'll see the number. You can text me, ask me a question, and I'll answer it. Have a good day. Keep up the good work.